You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, it's AFTERBUZZ TV's Game Control Live.
Hey guys, and welcome to Game Control Live. I don't know if you know this, but Grant is actually the biggest connoisseur of Sex in the City of all of Game Control. And speaking of which, Grant sitting across the table from me, Grant Kohrmann.
Howdy, everybody.
And presenting him in her yellow bling shiny Pac-Man outfit, Raychul Moore.
Hi.
She's cosplaying as Pac-Man the guy.
I know, I need a red bow. If I have a red bow, I totally
But
think
you
it's
don't, so
Pac-Man.
use the guy.
Oh, I'm just a guy
You're
today?
Pac-Man.
Oh, no.
And sitting next to me, Kaori Takee.
Hey, guys. Sit next to me, Dave Klein.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Dave Klein.
Yeah.
And to all of our Jewish friends out there who are fasting like I am, happy Yom Kippur. To everybody else, enjoy eating food, you assholes.
Breakfast was so
I hate all of you. I hate all of you. So today we're going to be talking about this the 10th year anniversary of Steam. We got a fun topic for you guys, so if you guys want to call in, do call in 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. As we talk about what game you love but haven't finished, even though you love the game. We got a whole number of quick hit stories, and this song playing right now, Chrono Destiny by Maya. And then lest I forget, in the studio, John Quick.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the J-O to the H-N-Q-U-I-C-K coming at you.
You're running.
Rocking it out.
Bringing the beats, bringing it hard, bringing it fresh, bringing it hot, or whatever the hell it is the buzzword is these days.
Singing it funky fresh.
At least 2 weeks old.
Funky fresh. All right. So let's go ahead and jump on our first topic of the day as I shake off my schedule. It's the 10th year anniversary of Steam today. Steam now one of the biggest platforms, but it didn't quite start out that way. It started off as just a way for Valve to try and update first-person shooters and try and patch them. Basically just patch first-person shooters.
Brilliant start, though.
But, I mean, it's almost really been about, like, 5 years since Steam became what it really is and what we think of Steam as.
I've been using it for pretty much all of its 10 years. I mean, yeah, it did go through a beta phase, and, like, there was really only I mean, there's only a handful of games when it first started that really needed it. So it's like if you had a PC game, you didn't necessarily need to have Steam. But now it's, like, pretty connected. Like, if you buy a PC game, like, chances are it's gonna be like, hey, you want to activate it with Steam?
And I say, no!
I say yes every single time.
I'm an outsider. Actually, you know what? I've only just downloaded Steam about a year ago because I'm not a big PC gamer. I'm more of a console gamer. And I really only use it for indie titles for the most part. It's just like the IndieCade stuff. Or I should say when they have their...
Humble Bundle.
The Humble Bundles. When that comes out, I'll subscribe to that.
Yeah, make sure to register all the stuff that I buy from the Humble Bundle through that. So, like, now I have, like, all of my... I didn't necessarily have all my indie games in Steam, but now I do. Like, all of them are nicely organized, and... You know, it does help for organizing it, but honestly, like, Steam gives you the ability to participate in their communities for those games as well. Some of them are lacking people, but others actually have, like, very vibrant communities associated with each individual game. Like, of course, Team Fortress is big, but there are some other ones on there that would surprise you.
Yeah, I don't know why. I never really got that into it. Like, I mean, I downloaded Amnesia through it. but that was a Humble Bundle thing. I mean, it's really just indie titles that I downloaded. And when I see a game that I want on PC, like when StarCraft 2 came out, I bought the discs, though. I still went to Best Buy and bought the physical copy of it.
Yeah.
So I'm an outsider.
No, I'm an outsider. I'm with you, too.
For all of it, for the mainstream and for
Did
the...
Did you download your new game?
What new game?
Through Steam? Just came out?
The
Friday
beta came
13th?
out, and I couldn't figure out how to download it. Like, I went to the Steam page.
The download button.
There wasn't one. I looked everywhere for it, and
I
there
think you have
was...
to go
Was there a
download
beta
it first.
key part?
No, the beta went live on the 13th.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Or wait, is the full game out yesterday? Or could you pre-order? I'm so confused.
What game are you guys talking
You
about?
can play your game right now.
Yeah, Rich is saying he just signed up yesterday to get Huntsman, the orphanage, to support you.
Yes,
There you go.
yes, I knew the name of the game, but I don't. So
There you go.
I thought.
I totally knew what this was,
what
guys.
is it?
I'm not lying.
I thought the beta just went live yesterday. I didn't know the full game went live.
Why not release it on Friday the 13th?
That's a really good idea.
See, I didn't
That's
know
true.
that. I just knew that Rachel Plays went live this week.
Rachel.
Yes,
That's right.
my new
It did go
YouTube
live.
channel. Yes, but Huntsman the Orphanage is a game that got greenlit through Steam, and I voiced the lead character.
Yay.
The lead character.
Don't
That's
judge
really
me. I'm not a
cool.
voice actress, but
that's
it was
what
fun.
That's what I really
Why is
like
that
about
not a cool thing to say? I think I
know.
want to do voice acting.
This week,
'Cause I don't think I'm
Goddess
very
also
good.
released on Steam.
What is?
Goddess, Peter Molyneux's game,
Oh,
also released in early access on Steam.
Is that?
I have not heard of this game. Is that the
So-
game we talked about?
Yeah,
a
it's
few
the game that we
weeks
talked
ago?
about. Well, we talked
Yeah.
about a couple months ago because he had that whole cube
Months
thing.
ago.
Yeah.
But
He had the cube thing. It was a
with
mystery.
your game and Goddess, like yours is a greenlit game,
And it's the best game that just
and-
came out.
Well, I don't know about that, but the Goddess game is like an early access. It's like Steam actually has this now, like all these things that I probably would have been like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna work. Or I was like, I don't know if the green light's like really like what's gonna get me to play these games. I don't know if the early access is a great idea because like I don't know that the people who are playing it are providing the kind of feedback that's needed for a developer to really make a game better. But like I'm really starting to see this pick up. Like Rachel's game, the green lit, like it's got the badge next to it in the store page. It's like, yeah, this is green lit, and the community that was there for to get it green lit is still there, like commenting on the game and playing it, downloading it. And then same thing with the early access stuff. It gets people an opportunity to play the game and feedback on the content earlier in the development.
Well, the other thing that Steam's been great about has been stuff like the Humble Bundle, but even beyond that, they have all these amazing deals that we talk about. Like every week, there's always like some new Steam deal of like, wow, did you know you can buy basically like 10 EA games for $5 if you want? I think there's
Yeah.
something like that going on at one
Well, if you
point.
get in the
Like you
summer-
get Dead Space and other great games for $5.
Yeah.
The summer sales are usually the best, although they have been doing end of year sales, like the holiday specials as well. And then that's the beginning of summer. You know, like they're like, oh yeah, it's better to stay indoors, which it is. I don't have to I don't have to convince anybody.
It's too
better to
damn
stay
hot out
indoors, yeah.
there, and there's a
Well,
giant,
those
you know,
games.
burning ball of gas just like hovering over my head.
Yeah, it's
Why,
not too
you
far
know?
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such
Rich, by
hot.
the way, is saying that you did a wonderful job in your
Oh,
narration,
thank
Rachel.
Thank you.
So there's other news with Steam too.
She already
so,
has a great opinion of herself. Don't lavish too much.
so Steam is apparently they're doing this new family share plan, essentially like what Xbox One was going to do.
Yeah, and you kind of like I brought this up, but you mentioned it's like, oh yeah, it's obviously tied to the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary, and I never really thought of it that way. But yeah, it's like it must be associated with the 10-year anniversary, and it's a really like takes what Xbox threw away and adds it onto Steam.
I actually don't think I said that, but I'm glad you interpreted me saying something smarter
did
than what
say
I said.
that. No, I don't mean you
I
said
actually
all
said
of
let's
that,
talk
but-
about it with the 10-year anniversary because you wanted it to be a quick hit.
Oh yeah. I thought you mentioned it as being like associated. No, it makes perfect sense. Like on it, like I would say.
But that does
it's
make
the most
perfect sense.
Logical.
But no, so it's cool. So apparently they have this new share plan where you list people in your network and you can all share games together. And it's basically like when you used to have a console game. Remember way back when we were kids when you would buy a game with your family member and you would actually play with your or friends or people who you live with or your friends outside of that? You'd be like, hey, come over to my house so we can play a game together and you could share it.
That's how you make friends. back
This is
then.
what now Steam is doing, but virtually.
Yeah.
That's
well,
what the Xbox
you could
was
kind of
going
do
to
that with the PS3.
Well, you can do that with games still. You can still do that with every console. Say like, hey, come over to my house and play with me. But
I mean, you can like.
You could have never done it with digital games.
But you could never
until
do a
they sold
digital
us.
game.
Yeah, you could. You sign in under someone else's name on PSN, download the game from their account, sign out, sign back into your name,
What a
you've got a
pain in the
game.
butt.
It's really easy.
Well, that's I don't know. I never thought of
I don't
doing
like
that.
time.
Does
It
that
totally
always
works.
work
It totally
with
works.
every game?
It totally works.
Okay, cool. Give me all your games.
I'm not giving you my sign-in information. My credit card's tied to that shit.
Fine.
I don't.
You're not dissuading me from doing any of this.
Fine. I don't even know why I try.
We're the nice side.
Give me
Oh,
all
I
your
like your
games.
rings.
Give me all
Oh,
your
thank
games.
Your
you.
rings are pretty.
Thank you. My rings are pretty.
Those are
You
fun.
could
Is that
kick
all
some
connected
ass
too?
with
Yeah.
those.
Dang.
It's
It's like
someone on a
finger
sandwich.
bondage. I love it.
I don't want to get punched.
No.
So let's go ahead and move on to another topic, which is a question. And guys, if you have answers who are watching in the live chat, you can go ahead and type in the live chat, or you can call in 424-256-1729, because we would love to hear from you. But the question for today is, and the topic for today is, what game do you love but have never finished? Yet you love the game. And I can go ahead and start this one off. I can start this one off real quick here, because I thought about it. I was like, immediately I had my game, Final Fantasy VII. And there's a reason why I never finished it, too.
Just got all of your nerd cred revoked.
Well, I finished Final Fantasy VI.
There's a lot of people I know that haven't finished it.
But here's why. It's a great game, and I played it all the way through. I got my gold chocobo. I was trying to face Emerald Weapon, and I was trying to face Ruby Weapon. That's where I was. And all my characters were in their 90s for their levels. And then I went to the playground, because this was when I was in elementary school. I was hanging out with my buddy. I brought my memory card in my pocket so I could bring it over to my buddy's house and play Final Fantasy VII at his place. And somewhere at the playground, my memory card went missing.
What?
And I lost all my save data. So I lost all my FF7 save data. I lost all my Final Fantasy Tactics save data, which was also a big deal. I think all my Symphony of the Night save data, but that was easier to redo. So I was just completely heartbroken. I was like, I can't replay all of Final Fantasy VII to get back to level 90. And I do want to replay the game at some point. I just haven't. So that's why I haven't finished Final Fantasy VII.
At this point, it's available on so many consoles that you could actually recreate the situation that your memory card was left with.
I honestly don't remember the exact situation outside of
create
that.
the basic generics, and then I know that Final Fantasy VII, there's a lot more data and variables to account for on that memory card save. Your character was your own at that point.
And all the materia that I had collected specifically.
And the ones that you enjoyed using.
And also all my Gold Saucer save data for how far I got in the mini games in Gold Saucer, because I was damn good at that snowboard mini game. That's what it's about. But yeah, so that was a depressing moment, and I haven't replayed it mainly because I've been so busy doing other things and other newer games I'm trying to play and catch up on that it's hard to say okay, well, let me go replay through an entire JRPG.
But Dave, it sounded, you said you were on the playground, so how old were you?
I was fifth grade, I think.
You were in fifth grade. So, okay, 8 years old. You are how old now?
I'm a lot older, 26.
All right, you're 26. So you've had nearly 2 decades to rectify this situation, is what you're telling me, and you haven't done...
He's going to finish it up in the next 2 years.
Well, the first couple of years, I just didn't want to go back into it and replay, because that took a long time to get that far. It took a long, long time.
You had nothing but free time.
It's 100 hours of free time, and then there's other new games coming out.
Which you clearly had. You were 8.
I didn't
John,
have
I thought
that.
you're supposed to be a little bit more subdued today because you're on antihistamines.
Apparently,
Tone it down.
No. I got to bring it. Nerd rage goes through the grogginess.
Okay.
I don't think. I don't know.
I will give Dave a pass on this one just because I actually know I have a lot of friends who are frustrated with the end game in Final Fantasy VII to the point where it's I know how hard it is to get the even.
Oh, we got a call coming in
to get the gold chocobo and to.
right.
Figure
It takes
out the ending of
forever.
that
All
game.
right.
Come in.
All right,
It's all
you're
random
on
chance.
Game Control Live. What's up?
Who is this?
Hi, it's Alyssa.
Hey, what's up?
I was just going to say a game that I love but I haven't been able to finish is Sleeping Dogs, and I loved it. I was so excited for it, but then I got so many other games, and it's such a big game. I just can't finish it.
Yeah. That's another thing too with how big games are today. I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles, which John watched, and I actually really liked the game. And I got to about the end of the game, but at that point, I'd already invested about 80 to 100 hours in the game, and I just never finished it because then something else came out that caught my interest. And then I just never ended up going back and finishing it. So I'm sure Sleeping Dogs might be similar for you.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, but I still recommend. I don't know about you, but yeah, it's the game you love, right? You would still recommend Sleeping Dogs?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I actually like it better than Grand Theft Auto.
And I still recommend Xenoblade Chronicles and Final Fantasy VII. Just don't lose your memory card. All right, but thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much for letting us know. And
No problem. And can I tell Grant happy birthday?
Oh, thank you very
Yes, you
much.
can.
Yes, you can.
Aw, thank you.
it is Grant's birthday today. So
Yesterday.
It still counts.
It counts.
It
It's your
counts.
birthday weekend.
Counts weeks from now. What are you talking
You
about?
actually have a whole week of celebration for your
tons of
birthday.
birthdays, so.
It's the year of Luigi. Aw. It's my birthday in the year of Luigi.
We got a
That's
bunch of people in the chat
awesome.
chiming in.
want a birthday
Angel
like
Damien
that.
Holgian Valencia saying Shadow of the Colossus because his PS2 broke and stopped working right before the final boss.
No.
That game is amazing. I feel bad about that one. Scaly Aragon saying that she loved Pokemon Sapphire version but never finished it. And Curtis AG Gamer saying never finished God of War Ascension because the series of battles towards the end of the game was terribly hard.
Yes. I would agree with Curtis on that one, but I pushed. I mean, like,
I'm just really good because I beat it in my first try.
In that game, like, they have a quirk to them that allow you to pass them with, like, the first time you played through those boss battles, like, you have no idea what the key to beating those. Like, you'll hammer on a character for like the longest time and you won't be doing anything right. But that's what the problem is. Like, if you're willing to ask a couple people online. Come on, these
That's
games are
all
so
I heard
complicated.
people bitch about was the ending of God of War Ascension, how freaking hard it was. By the time I got there, I thought this was going to be my game breaker. This is a game I'm not going to finish because it's going to be so hard. It wasn't a problem.
Like, hammered everybody from far away and then switched to the close range weapon.
Maybe it just depends on the style of
It
you
was
play the
just
game.
attack, roll.
Yeah,
And if you did
totally.
that, it was
But maybe people just
extremely
weren't
easy.
rollers. Maybe they just didn't know to roll.
No,
I don't
it's
know
God
how
of
to-
War. You have
I
to
don't know how
roll.
to
Yeah,
turn,
no, you
I
pretty
don't know
much
how to
have to do
turn
that.
left, so I have to turn all the way.
They
You
jump
have to
instead
play
of
God of
rolling.
War like God of War. If you play it like it's meant to be, it's easy.
No,
all right.
it's very different than the other God of Wars. I will say that.
Ascension is, but by the time you're at the end, you already know how the game plays.
So okay, so wait.
She
What
says
are you?
you suck.
Wait. So what about you guys though? What games have you not finished that you love?
For me, it was actually Bulletstorm. I was telling Kaori before we started. I love the game.
Oh my God, so
there's
good.
just so many games came out right then as well, and I moved on. Unfortunately, I still have it, and like this is a game that I bought on the PC.
That was a fun game.
This is a game I bought on the PC too, which also tends to lead me to like putting it away for a while and never actually finishing it because
Yeah.
with a console I can just throw the disc in for the most part. With the PC games, I actually have to pull it out and like get it installed, especially if it isn't a Steam game. Yeah, Bulletstorm, loved it. Didn't
No.
Well,
No, Rich. No.
for me,
Oh, what?
When you
What?
said the magic
when
word.
you guys first asked this question, I thought, if I loved a game,
Me too,
I
Rich. I
ended up
have never
playing it
finished
and I ended
Dark
up beating it.
Souls.
But then I thought about two games I'd never beat.
Oh, so there.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you were up on your high horse and then you realized, oh, crap.
Yeah, and one is Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
It's the Final
who
Fantasy
cares?
series, man. I
Yeah.
think it's just that
You
series in
8.
general.
And
Me
then
9 as well.
I never finished 8 either.
One which is terrible. I never beat Chrono Trigger.
No!
The cartridge. I know. I know.
That is my favorite game of all time.
That was like, I loved it, and then one day the cartridge disappeared, and I still suspect my brother took it from me.
Well, now you can get it on the 3DS, the DS version, which
Mm.
has cut content and extra stuff, and it's probably the best version that you can get.
Yeah,
is the
I
DS
can't
version.
think
You
of
know, some of
anything.
these games that you're talking about too, you can't even skip the cutscenes. Like
That's
with
okay.
Final Fantasy VII, originally you couldn't skip.
I don't
wasn't it
think
like
so.
that?
I don't think.
Oh,
no,
no,
you
you
can
can
skip the
skip-
cutscenes.
The-
in Final
skip
Fantasy
I think
VII.
you
Back
can,
then.
you can,
can't.
you can.
Metal Gear is the one that you can't.
You can press
right?
XXXX to try and go
Yeah.
through the dialogue as quickly as possible. But I mean, like, I do want to replay Final Fantasy VII because I did love the game, and it's worth at this point replaying it. But yeah, just at the time it happened, and I just was moving on to other games.
The only game I can think of that I liked but didn't finish, because there was like a time maybe a year or two ago where I was like, oh man, there's all these games I liked I didn't finish, so I mentally went through, or I went through and played all of them and beat them. So I don't have any more left. There was one, it's because I didn't have a working PS2 anymore when I did that, so I couldn't finish it. And it was a game I really liked. It was called Tulip. And it was a game where your objective in the game is to get people to kiss you. So you would have to do all these like side quests and do all these weird like chores for people to get them to like you enough to kiss you. And I don't know why I never finished it. I just didn't.
See,
And
here's
that's
why
it-
you
that's
finish all your
fine.
games. It's because you're not a big RPG gamer.
I am an RPG gamer. I'm not a JRPG gamer.
Okay, that's what
but
I mean.
I'm totally
JRPG.
into
If you're a big
RPGs.
JRPG gamer, there would be a lot
There'd be
more
some
games.
that
If
you
it's
Yeah.
turn-based,
Because-
I'm not interested.
Because those games take hundreds of hours, and sometimes you get 80 hours in, and you love the game, but other things come up, and they just kind of get pushed to the side.
Well, see, when I get sucked into an
But Grandia 2 is
RPG that I really
amazing.
like, that could put hundreds of hours in,
I finished that one.
Amazing.
I seriously just shut off my life. Like, friends and social life stops, and I'll play for 13, 14 hours straight every day. So I just devote a lot of
job.
time to RPGs.
See, the other thing that happened to me,
when
though,
I like them.
I have a lot more games because I worked at G4, where literally I would play new games a day.
Yeah.
And that was what I had to do. Every day was two new games.
Or you had to beat games that you didn't want to play necessarily on your own, but you had to for work.
Right, but then, like,
Yeah.
at G4, though, there were games that, like, I didn't have time to play because I was capturing footage for them, or I didn't have time to finish, so it would be like, okay, like, I love Dead Rising 2. And that was anytime I had free time, I played Dead Rising 2. But it was literally like I got it in and captured the footage, had to move on to another game to capture footage for them
hated
and
Dead
get more
Rising
footage.
2.
I actually really liked it. But there were like Etrian Odyssey. That was a JRPG. That was really good. It was Etrian Odyssey 3 was the game that came out at the time while I was working with G4. It was really good, but it's an incredibly time-consuming game. Incredibly time-consuming. Once you get past the learning curve of it, which I had to do, that was about the time that they were like, all right, well, you got enough footage for us to do our segment, so move on to another game. So now I had to move on to another game. And it's just like there were so many games I was playing at the time.
Do you guys remember Legends of Legaia or Legaia?
Yeah, I remember that
Yes.
series.
I never beat that one too, and I love that one.
There's a lot of them. We're
Yeah, there's
talking
a
about the
lot.
ones that we love the most too. That we
Yeah,
never
I mean, for me, the
finished.
one I loved the most was FF7, which is a big one to bring up. But I think Final Fantasy is an easy one, like, to not finish.
Yeah.
Well, speaking along
And John, what is yours?
speaking along the square lines, this is actually really embarrassing because, as Dave will know, I will grab a hold of this game's dick and just jerk it off like all
Ooh,
the
games
live
have
long
dicks.
day.
Yeah, I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, Vagrant Story.
Why?
Why have I never beaten Vagrant Story? Holy shit! Have you played that
You'll
game?
jack it off,
No.
but you won't ever let it finish?
No,
That's
I
not
cannot. I
nice,
cannot. Yeah,
John.
You've been blue balling
What?
Vagrant
That is
Story
not nice.
for the past 10 years of your life.
I get so far into it, and like the systems, like that
It
you
just
have
takes
to do.
too long?
It's not that it takes too
Your
long.
arm
It's just
gets
like
tired?
in order to properly
Your
like.
hands get tired. You're just like, come on, game. Can we finish this already?
Well, that happens on occasion, but it's the systems of like what weapons you need to create and how you have to level your character.
Gotta get
and
your stamina up.
Yeah,
Games are
Yeah,
a lot
gotta
more
get your
like
stamina.
sex than I ever
You have
realized.
other things you need to be doing in life. This game just needs to get it over with.
Because sometimes those long games, you're
Just
just
get it over with,
like,
let me get back
you're
to
like,
it.
okay, you know,
Sometimes
you.
it's good for a long game
It was good for a
session.
long time, but at the
Yeah.
end, you're just like, okay, come on, just get it over with.
Yeah,
I just need to just
exactly.
finish.
Yeah, you start thinking about what you're gonna have for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Smoke a
then you're
cigarette.
just out of it.
And then it's just
Smoke a
chafed,
cigarette.
and then there's no feeling left.
Yeah.
I do want to mention Rich saying that he didn't finish Demon Souls. Rich, let's have a talk. Let's have a sit down and
Dun,
talk
dun,
here.
You
dun.
haven't even
Told you,
played
you've got
Demon
pamphlets.
Souls.
You've got pamphlets in your backpack. Like,
Levy, I'm literally, yeah.
Rich, let me explain to
I'm
you
a
how you can
door-to-door
finish
salesman.
Demon
Yeah,
Souls.
yeah.
Dark Souls.
Your way to happiness through Demon Souls.
You know Dark Souls 2 is coming out in March, and Demon Souls wants you to finish it before Dark Souls 2 comes out. Just saying.
Do you know, like,
You need to
I'm
start
playing,
a church.
I will admit this. I'm playing Dark Souls, the
Prepare to Die edition.
edition. Dear God, people, do yourself a favor. If you are thinking about getting into Dark Souls, go and get the original. Don't get this Prepare to Die edition. It's
Prepare
too
to Die
hard.
edition isn't any different.
too hard.
The only addition to Prepare to Die is the DLC content. That's the
I
only
thought the
addition.
bosses are like harder.
No.
They revamped
No.
the
No.
bosses.
No.
No, they didn't. They
They
didn't
didn't.
touch
I
them at
suck
all.
at Dark Souls. Just
You don't
so
suck
guys
at.
know.
You know what you should do is watch my Let's Play series that tells you how and teaches you how to play Dark Souls.
I don't have time for this stuff. I don't have time for this stuff.
Put it on in the background at work. That's what I do. No, the thing is, like, it's just that hard of a game. It really is. That's why people say Dark Souls is an incredibly hard game. It is just that hard.
That doesn't sound fun.
Except for you.
No. Except for me.
No,
It's
there was a learning curve.
There
Dave
was a
definitely
learning curve.
had to.
John and I were when we first played Dark Souls because we were going back and forth playing it. We were literally like, "Oh my god, I got past this area! I cannot believe it!" And like we were going through the same stuff.
Like I
I'm
remember,
prepared
like
to
you
add
got
this game to my list of games that I loved but did not finish.
yeah, you got stuck on Capra Demon for a while,
Oh, yeah,
and I beat him in like one go.
Yeah, I got stuck on Capra and he raped my soul. And then John gets past him in one go. I'm like, John, you were the worst human being ever.
What
But
does
now I can.
what does raping one's
Ever.
soul look like?
It's not pretty.
Well,
Well, let's say
Let
it
me-
involves a lot of sharp objects and no lube. I don't know.
No,
Oh,
he's like, I don't
that's
have a- I
the
don't have a button
secret.
for
That's
it.
the secret. No lube.
I clicked on a link from Owen Harper about my obsession with Dark Souls, but I can't read it because I'm working. But I want to read it. I will come back to it, Owen Harper. I want to read this comic because I love VG Cats. But let's move on to our moments of the week.
Yeah.
Moment of the week.
I'll start with mine. Again, I'll go ahead and start off with this game already came out apparently, but they are revamping and redoing it. I never played the original version, and it's called Stanley's Parable. And it just looks so different and unique to me. It looks really cool.
Lee's or Stan
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's
Stan
Chuck here, and
Lee's.
I'm playing a new
Okay.
game by the name of Stanley Parable. It seems like it's one of those original games where it's got some different themes and symbols.
Okay, so here it is playing out. And this is just someone narrating it, but basically you're in an
He's got a
office.
soft voice.
You're in an office space, and he's trying to explain, like, okay, let's go ahead and move forward and
Is this one of those
check out our
escape
job.
the room games?
I love Escape the Room games.
But
Those games
He's
rock.
like, first, let me
Hey,
tell
let me tell you how much I love Escape the Room games. But here's the thing, right? So he's like, wait a second. Wait, so this is where you just started off, and you realize that the hall is just a never-ending loop of a hall that never stops, right? So hold on, before you skip forward, John, I just want to point out this one thing before you skip forward. So once again, for people watching, again, wait, he's still in the exact same hall. And he looks up, and his character keeps on counting the lights and, like, moving forward. So, okay, now you can move forward.
A man named Stanley.
a man named Stanley.
Is this the narration a person that's playing the video, or
Yeah, this is
part
supposed to
of
be the
it?
narration of someone playing it, but eventually, so literally he goes back and forth like 20 times, and eventually all of a sudden he finds a door. He's like, wait a second. Why is there a door here all of a sudden in this hallway that I've gone back and forth in 20 different times?
Yeah.
So it's just like kind of messing with your brain type of stuff. So now he goes back because he's like, why did it change all of a sudden? That's weird. And he goes back, and all of a sudden the hallway is completely different. He's in a new place. And it just looks like a cool like mess with you. Apparently, Scaly, have you played this game? Scaly's saying I love this game. So I guess maybe you played the original of this game because they're revamping and redoing
Where can you
Stanley's
find
Parable.
it?
Is there any horror elements?
I'd imagine it's gonna be on Steam. I don't know if there's any horror elements. It just looks really cool and interesting to me because it's completely
It does feel
abandoned. So I
creepy.
think it's more of like a creepy atmosphere type of game, and I love creepy atmospheres.
Yeah.
Scaly, tell me about this game because it looks so
It
cool.
looks like it's built on the Source engine.
Owen Harper joking. Oh, I see. Apparently the joke is the Church of the One-Winged Angel.
Watch him closely.
But yeah, so apparently it's just like messing around with the environment around you and like feeling trapped and yeah. And Angel, we have heard about that, and we're going to talk about it further in the show. By the way, Angel, we are going to be talking about it. So yeah, Scaly's saying she's played this game. It's very frustrating, but she loves it. It was so frustrating, but she loves the game. Yeah, it just looks incredibly unique to me. I'm all for that. Completely original, unique ideas, and especially creepy things. I love anything creepy.
So this is
too.
your gaming
I'm all
moment
about
of the
creepy.
week.
Me
So this is my moment of the week. So let's move on.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I know. Are you happy it wasn't Dark Souls?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
happy. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I can't contain.
That was a birthday present. Enjoy
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. For you, happy birthday.
Although we did manage to talk about Dark
We
Souls at least
did.
once. This,
No, it's
yeah.
fine. I even talked about it. That's fine.
All right, now that you're playing it. Okay, so Kaori.
Yes,
what is your
my
moment?
gaming moment of the week. I know Patrick mentioned this last week, and I was hesitant to mention it again, but I really think that this game needs to be giving a shout out because it's so good. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
Shovel Knight.
No, but that one looks
Don't
good
try
too.
to hijack her moment.
And that game, it's so good. This is the
It is,
trailer from
it is.
E3. It's not long, but it's a great story, great art. It's just all good all around. Like, you can beat it in one evening.
And we're also only going to play it for 15 seconds, John.
Oh, this is just like a minute. Oh, yeah.
Because of the IGN watermark.
Yeah. Okay, 15
That's why.
seconds. But yeah, pretty much go play it. It basically two brothers looking for a cure for their ailing father.
If
You know what the
even
thing
get
is,
a teary eye
I
while
actually
playing
somehow
this,
I haven't played
you're
this
not
game yet,
human.
and I think the game looks fantastic, and
It
I
is.
really do want to play
I
it.
did 2 gameplay videos on my YouTube
Like,
channel.
if you
of
only
it.
have 3 or 4 hours this week, go play this, please.
Oh, I'm going
It is.
to.
It is good. It's
Because
fun.
my week is only comprised of 3 or 4 hours, Charles.
Well, you know, Dave, he has no free time.
Yeah. No, this is
No,
the
he
game.
doesn't.
This is the game that I've been wanting to play. That I'm just like, why haven't I played Brothers yet? This game looks fantastic
so
to me.
good. It's so good.
So I'm getting it from all of you now. So you're saying it. You guys are both saying
Yeah.
it.
Definitely.
I need to play this game.
And it'll be your gaming moment of the week next week.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Every week it'll be someone's new gaming moment of the week will be Brothers.
it's getting close to deserving that. Like how effective it is and like the praise that people are lavishing it.
Yeah, because the
with.
cool thing to me, what I'm hearing is apparently the controls is like it really does matter the way that you do the control the
does.
game. Actually, there's some twist where it really matters.
It's one of the first games that
Look,
I've actually
I
thought,
They
haven't
incorporate it really well.
So this is
both thumbsticks.
This is me. I haven't played the game at all, so this isn't going to be a spoiler. This is just my prediction. Don't give it away. But like my prediction is that one of the brothers dies, and that's why the controls matter so much. That's my prediction.
It just matters.
You can't say
because
anything.
You need to help each other.
But
out.
I think that's what
There's
the
a lot of
twist
dick.
is. But anyways, Alyssa White saying that she loves Brothers so much, definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
So Alyssa White agreeing with you there. Yeah, so I really want to pick it up.
Your homework.
I am sold on it.
I give you a month homework.
Okay, yeah, that's about what my time slot is like. All right, Grant.
My gaming moment of the week is a little bit more subdued. It's my birthday.
That's
Yay!
But okay.
30 years old.
Ew, you're old.
One of the things that my birthday got me thinking about was like how I got started playing games, experiencing like what I consider my gaming moments. So this is why this is my gaming moment of the week. I thought about like the thing that first got me into computers, for example, and I went out and took all this money that my grandma had basically, my grandmother's generation, they put away shit. They saved money, they bought ridiculous things. So she had money saved away for each of her, grandchildren.
Yeah.
I took $2,500 and bought a computer.
And speaking of Grant's birthday, it is Grant's birthday.
This is too much.
I don't know if you can really see it
And
in.
you can't eat it because it's your
You have to hold it up to the camera.
We've also got Marilyn Monroe singing it for you.
We also have Marilyn Monroe.
I can actually do this.
Yeah, we
So
have her
Grant,
in studio.
I remember from
singing for
work.
you.
Yeah, she actually came into the studio.
Yeah.
So Grant,
And back from the dead.
and back from the dead, amazingly. Grant, I remember you saying that you didn't at work there were like chocolate cakes that you didn't want, and the only cake you wanted was like a vanilla
Why,
cake.
is this chocolate on the inside and vanilla on the outside?
No, it's vanilla. No, I'm saying so. I specifically made sure to get vanilla for you because I think I remembered you only liking vanilla.
You don't like
thank you.
chocolate?
I do.
Oh.
I do, but like I like this better.
So there we go. I
Okay.
remember. And purple for Nerdluster, Grant's website that you need to check out, nerdluster.com.
Yeah, it's
Just
actually
run through
really
Hence,
the
good.
design.
purple
That's my
text.
Second favorite color.
For Nerdluster.
It's on yellow, right?
No, it's pink.
Or pink.
Pink power.
Yes.
There
Okay.
we go.
So anyway, my gaming moment of the week is I just remembering all of the fun that I had on my $2,500 computer. When it started out, it was 100 megahertz. Considering that my computer now has like 8 cores and is like so many gigahertz, and like the new Xbox One and the PS4 coming out, and they're like supercomputers in their own right. My gaming moment of the week is how much was I able to accomplish on that $2,500 computer. It's also like I can't remember, like I played MechWarrior 2 on that. I played all the Tex Murphy games.
I still need to play those.
I played all the Sim City games all
Yeah.
through it, like Sims. Like I even upgraded that computer over time, and I'm just thinking like kids have no right to like. I mean, yeah, of course, like
Kids have no right.
Kids have no right are whining about the cost of video game consoles because like a computer nowadays costs so much less.
You're so
A gaming
right.
console costs so much less, and
Well,
you
gaming
can do
consoles
so much
cost
with it.
more than they
gaming
used
consoles
to.
cost
More than they used to.
But they cost less than a
look what they can
$2,500
do.
That
PC.
much more.
But look what they can
Considering
do
the cost of
now.
inflation and how much my Nintendo cost, like back then, it's not that much more. If anything, computer costs have gone down. Anyway, what I'm saying is like, in
Wow,
order to-
Grant, you're already you're only 30 and you're already a curmudgeon. That's it. Like you're one step away from chasing the kids off your lawn.
I know it's hard. I know people don't have money, but use whatever you do have.
Buck
if
up,
I didn't have
kiddos.
money, I would have gone to. I would have stayed longer at school just to play on the computers.
Day of the
honestly.
Tentacle.
Like, and that's what I did. Like before I had a computer, I played on my.
No,
my
that's
school
actually
computers.
when I was a kid. Like literally, I used to caddy. When I was 13, I started working as a caddy, and all my allowance every week, I would just save up, and my friends and I would go out to go get food or go to the mall, and I wouldn't buy any food. That's why
Yeah.
I'm so thin, because I would save money for video
Oh,
games.
okay.
That's why I'm thin. Is because I wouldn't buy food when I went out with my friends, because I was like, no, I'm saving for the next video game.
Video games built that.
Video game body right here, made by games.
I have a tank top that says body by and it has the video game controller.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute.
But yeah, so imagine though, to make you feel really bad, what type of computer you could buy $2,500 today.
Oh my god. None of my computers have cost that much. Like I just bought, I mean, like even buying the new Xbox One and the PS4 together has not even come close to even costing what my original computer cost me. But what it gave me back over the years is like immeasurable. It got me into games more deeply. It got me into the computer side of games back when computers were outstepping the consoles like by leaps and bounds. So like I love my computer. I feel like people should chase after their dreams and really just like continue.
What a heartfelt gaming moment of the week.
Yeah, I used to love those old games though. Like that was back when I played more PC games because of all those adventure games like you were talking about. Like Tex Avery, which I actually haven't played.
Tex Murphy.
Tex Murphy. That's why I said the wrong name. Because I haven't played, but I need to play that. But like Day of the Tentacle.
Well, they have a new
or
one
as
coming
Rachel
out.
says, Tentacle Porn.
Tentacle porn.
Tentacle Porn.
I think tentacle porn?
No porn.
Dave
From computers? Oh, tentacle. Okay.
Someone said tentacle, and he said, when I hear tentacle, I think of Octodad. And I say, when I hear tentacle, I think of tentacle porn.
I like
Day of the Tentacle.
Because
Great
yet
game.
again,
It's a normal progression.
It's not normal at all.
It is.
because yet again, when sex is brought up, it's usually by Rachel.
Tentacle porn. So what's
Usually.
your gaming moment of the week?
Oh, man. I thought we were going to forget about me.
Why do you never have gaming moments of the week?
How would we forget about you?
Did you
You're one
play
of
a
the
game this
4
week?
people in the room.
And you're wearing yellow.
Yeah, you're wearing bright colors today.
This week was Saints Row, and my gaming moment of the week in Saints Row, I wasn't recording, so I can't really show you, but I got to compete in amateur night at a strip club.
Shoot Professor Genki in the head. That's what
That was fun. That was fun. No, but the amateur night QTE mini game was awesome, and you perform like this little strip dance in a club called Technically Legal. So that was my favorite part. But my real gaming moment of the week we already talked about, and that is Huntsman the Orphanage on Steam.
Huntsman the Orphanage on Steam.
That is your gaming moment of the week.
Go check it out, guys.
You had one. And I even reminded you about it earlier.
I know. Well, I didn't really have one, but then I was sitting here and I was
Rich
like,
is
oh wait,
sitting in the
maybe
chat
I can
going
think
like,
of one.
I played it already. It's great.
I need.
I mean, you could also say your Let's Play channel going live this week.
Oh yeah. See, I just need to have like.
We know your gaming moments for you.
I know. I'll just email you guys next week and be like, what should I talk about?
In Saints Row, yeah, well, probably. In Saints Row 4, have you gotten the upgrade for the tentacle bat that actually makes it like immensely devastating? Like you can like swing it at a car and the car just flies
it's
like 800
completely
feet.
overpowered. Yeah,
Okay,
but I love
that's
it.
Like, then that should be your gaming moment.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
Bat
last week?
upgrade.
Oh no, because she had the dildo bat
last week was the dildo bat presented on the nice stone table.
Like the sort of stones.
pointed up towards the crack in the ceiling.
Yes. Well, also in Saints Row, I unlocked a new outfit to where I can run around just like a blow up doll.
That's pretty cool.
Well, it looked like I was
deflated
watching your
blow-up
Let's Play, and it
doll,
looked like you were just running out without a shirt on.
Yes. Well, I have flesh-colored pasties on, so it looks like I have Barbie boobs.
Oh, I literally just thought that was your character without a shirt on.
Yeah, if you take the pasties off and she's completely topless, they do the pixelated naked Sims thing.
I could do that with my character, just like flesh-colored pants.
Yeah, you totally could.
Well, I haven't played Saints Row 4, okay?
It's so good.
I've been watching
is
Rachel play
so
Saints Row 4.
good.
I'm holding up for GTA 5.
It's gonna be better than GTA.
Which is going to be this week.
Because I don't
Honestly,
want
that
to
side
spend
of the
60
table
bucks
is
yet. That's
missing
why
out on,
I'm
like, the
waiting
last
for Saints
couple
Row
weeks
to
there.
like lower their price.
Well,
It's gonna
first
be
I
a
have to
while,
play
but
Brothers, and then I can
not-
get to Saints Row
It's
4.
not going to lower its
maybe
price
in a
anytime
couple
soon.
years
There's so
because
much
there's
content in
plenty
that
of other
game.
games
It's not
I'm
going to go down.
willing to play.
Well, Dave, you're
That's a
also
game
now
that's
working
gonna
your
be
way through
$49.
Kingsfield 2, which
Oh, yeah.
is not going to be a short adventure.
It's not that long of a game. That's not like a typical JRPG. But yeah, I'm doing Kingsfield 2 right now for my Let's Plays, so.
Take a break and go play Brothers.
Kingsfield 2 is awesome.
Yeah, out of all
Maybe I'll
that,
play that too.
play Brothers. You
Yeah,
can
I'm
pass on
going to.
Saints
I'm going to.
Row.
I can fit in Brothers for sure.
Plus, I'd
But-
like to continue making fun of you for not having playing Saints Row.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Can you?
I played the original Saints Row.
So okay, no, the original Saints Row wasn't good. This one is ridiculously good.
It was after 3.
So good.
It was after 2 that it started to get really like wacky. Like after 2, they finally said like, okay, yeah, we're not quite Grand Theft Auto. Let's just do the craziest shit imaginable.
Oh my
and then,
God.
like 3 was like, okay, we're gonna unlock like every imagination that you have in our heads. For
I
you
only
to
have
play in
so
the
much
game.
imagination in
And
my brain.
4 is just like there's no holds barred. Like
Ah,
the
I should
barriers
play
that
it.
separated the real world from the fake world are just torn away.
It's insane. It is so. Oh my god, the game is so.
Alyssa's
good.
hopping on with your bandwagon, telling me that I need to play it.
Which one? Brothers?
Yeah, no.
Saints Row.
Saints Row 4.
Yes, you do.
I guess I should play it too.
So it's just it's so good.
Hayden,
I
we're talking
know,
about you
just-
right now
Everybody's
playing with
playing.
Rachel.
Can you
Yes.
pat your head and rub your belly at the same time easily? That's what that brothers
I can
feels
do
like.
that.
That's what brothers feels like.
Yeah.
But yes, that's the answer. I just did it right away.
Yeah.
I was wondering
Fine.
why you
Way.
were doing it. Like Kaori was just sitting over in the corner, just like kind of messing with herself, and like, what the hell?
Let me see if I can do this before I actually bring it up. Like,
Well, but the thing is, Brothers seems easier to me.
Brothers
Brothers seems easier to me because I played games before with the dual analog idea where you control different things with each analog. I've done that before a lot. Or like even Geometry Wars in the sense is like that.
So are you like prepping yourself?
I'm a gamer, guys. That's what I do.
You're
Well,
prepping yourself.
Have you not heard my tales of gaming legends?
Rayman Legends.
Rayman Legends, but I want a backpack.
He won a backpack,
Saints
people.
Row 4.
Boom!
Back in the day, I want a backpack.
Okay,
Back
John,
in the
what,
day, like a month ago.
John, what is your gaming moment of the week when I
Well-
got PAX Plague?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, my gaming moment of the week you'll actually see up on the screen right now. Or you apparently you
signal.
won't. What the hell's going on here?
I see nothing.
I
But
know
here,
you-
how about this?
I see dead people.
I don't know, but I'll show everybody anyway on the screen. Everyone can see that this, Scaly Aragon, you might recognize this. This is Dave Klein from Your Story. I have an artist friend of mine. I sent a
very
friend of mine,
detailed
Lindsay
pen.
Britz,
Like his hair.
who also has an Etsy page called Aqua Rose, which I will show here in a second. I gave her the Scaly Aragon story and some reference pictures of both Dave and myself.
Johnny Quick.
There I am with my spiked nunchucks, and she proceeded to draw them up. We're also getting a group shot of all of us drawn up basically in this style, which will be coming out soon. But for right now, Scaly, please send us some sort of mailing address so that we can send these to you.
Yes.
There you go,
Why,
Scaly.
your character, did you know this place has no Wi-Fi?
Because
It
that's
said
from the
something he
actual.
said
That's
in
from
the
her story.
I know that, but it's just funny that that's the line.
I'm sorry, Scaly, but there is actually like, I want to find Wi-Fi in your story. And wait a minute, I'm trying to figure out. Is she playing video games at the very beginning of one of the episodes?
The
you guys
first
read it?
episode.
Yeah. Okay.
I love my hair too, though.
Yeah.
I like having spiky. I'm glad that I'm represented as a spiky haired
I
dude
wanna
because
get to
in
the bottom
RPGs, that's always who I wanted to be, was a spiky haired guy. So I'm glad that's how I'm represented.
And for everybody that can see, this is.
Can you show us some more of her work?
This is her Etsy page. Actually, yes. Here is more of it.
Looks like
As
the last person who
I
used
see a
this was
Team
looking
Rocket
up Kelly
pillow.
Price. Kelly Price photos.
Someone likes Kelly Price.
Is that what we were looking up?
Possibly
during
I
the
don't wanna
show.
say- But as you can see, she also does. She also does.
Is that what we've resorted to? Is that the level that we've gone down to?
She also does DS cases, and she's going to be doing 2 DS cases also coming up here soon.
Let me
So-
see
Two
more.
DS cases for those
I
of
want
you
to
who
see
want to play
more.
Pokemon, because that's why it's coming out. Wait, so what's her Etsy page again?
It's called the
Aqua
Aqua Rose.
Rose.
The Aqua Rose for you guys. The Aqua Rose.
And of course, My Little Pony.
So yeah, and this is from Scaly Aragon, our viewer who's on the chat right now. This is from her
Apparently
story.
She's freaking out too.
She wrote a zombie survival story and has us in it, all of our cast. So thank you so much for putting us in your story, and this is a way to say thank you to you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
everything's
wanted
fun.
Old Decay to stay dead. I don't know if that's just me. If that's just me being selfish, I kind of wanted your team to have a little bit of like, okay, we made a bad choice. Like, we crossed the bridge and, like, one of our characters died.
Oh, I haven't read it
Still
since she
alive.
died. What am I doing? Am I still alive?
Yeah, you
What
and
am
I
I
are
doing?
chilling together,
Am I
Rachel.
cool? Am I good
Maybe
at this?
you need to go read it.
Maybe you should
Am I
read
good
it.
at the zombie apocalypse
You're the
stuff?
next one to die.
No, I don't want to die. Please don't kill me.
I'm telling you, someone's gonna die.
Don't kill me off.
Someone's gonna die.
I did like my cool, like my entrance when someone was like, "Who's that?" and Dave's like, "Just watch." And
Just
I'm like,
watch.
I'm like
Stand
twirling.
back and don't help her with the
I'm like
zombies.
twirling
Just
a
watch what she
chainsaw
does.
over my head. That's awesome.
Yeah, and my
Nice
intro is I
entrance.
haven't done anything cool yet. I'm like, my team's badass, but I'm not.
I loved my
I don't
entrance.
think anybody can compare. I don't anything can compete with nunchucks that have spikes that come out of the bottom, which is in that picture.
My twirling chainsaw skills are
I don't
pretty
know.
badass.
Rachel has a chainsaw on a
String.
string that she like throws out at people.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like a chainsaw whip. I'm like Indiana Jones of chainsaws.
Indiana Jones saw.
Here, let me get across this chasm. Throw the chainsaw and it just cuts the bridge.
Yeah, you're like, damn it. Let's try again.
Better luck next time.
Exactly.
Maybe if it gets caught on something and is whirling, and then you can be like, all right, let me try and swing across, and then you fall down while holding it, and the chainsaw's coming at you, like, no! The chainsaw's
That'd be a
falling
really
into
cool
you.
action scene.
That would be an amazing action
I'm
scene.
gonna add her on
Let's
it.
make this happen.
Possibilities.
Let's make this happen. Oh, cool. So Anna Harper's linking to the Etsy link for the Aqua Rose. Thank you, Anna
Yeah,
Harper.
I'm gonna add her into my Etsy
dropping that.
circle.
All right, so that said, let's move to some quick hit stories.
Okay.
We
There's a lot of shit.
We got a
that
lot of
happened
quick
this
hits.
week. Honestly, let's get to it.
Let's jump right into Microsoft. So the indie store for Xbox Live games have been mysteriously disappearing.
Someone took it out back.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Put it out of its misery.
Oh
basically,
shit.
yeah, but
Luigi
I mean, like,
King
even like
stole it.
Minecraft though, Minecraft Xbox 360 edition is part of the indie store.
I just think that they're gearing up for like there is no indie store. Everything is indie is everything, and everything is indie. Like they're gearing up for like a less like segmented store for the Xbox One launch, basically.
I mean, it's really just that they were updating it probably
Yeah.
for the launch, and they messed something up in the coding, so they're fixing it. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what it is, according to the Microsoft
done.
spokesperson. Yeah. So bigger news though, new PS Vitas have been announced. So we have a bunch of new PS Vitas.
Of course.
Thinner.
Why do they keep putting these out? No one's buying them.
They-
I'm
this one
buying them.
actually
You already have a PS Vita. You did buy
okay,
one.
I did.
Nobody but me is buying them.
Who is buying them as I pull
What?
my Vita out and play with it?
What are the
Just a little
specs
bit.
on
I
this
never
one?
play with my
plays
Vita.
with it.
Hell no.
I'm pretty stoked because I haven't bought a PS Vita yet, and now I'm like, well, this is why I didn't buy one, because now they're bringing better
Yeah,
ones up.
I was actually reading
You
it.
are not that smart
No,
to
I was
think that
reading
that's
it.
what
Why
they
do you
do.
want a Vita?
No,
Oh
that's
my God, Grant!
There are no
I didn't
You
games
win.
for it.
You
No,
win.
I
It's a
know,
waste of
That
a
is
system.
no. Let's bask in that. That was a winning statement. A moment of silence for that
I actually
statement.
didn't hear what
That
you
was
said.
incredible. Repeat it. Kindly repeat it,
I
Grant.
was like, you are not that smart that's the reasoning behind you.
I didn't
not
know. I
buying
didn't
a
predict
PS
it, but I'm
Vita.
saying I'm happy about this news because I didn't buy a PS Vita,
Grant,
and
this is
now
for
I have
you.
a better reason to.
That's a win. You win one. You win one internet. Grant, congratulations.
One internet.
One internet. What do I use it for?
No,
Everything.
Porn.
I'm with you, Dave.
Use it for porn.
I'm
Use it for
excited
porn.
about this new one. And the PS
Yeah.
Vita, originally I was like, whatever. I
Like,
don't
why
care,
not
but
be excited for a
now-
new
The
PS Vita,
designer
like a better
talking
version?
about like the cute little speaker holes.
And
Look.
it's gonna be cheaper.
Because it's
It's-
someone with a
Even
Vita. It's a
cheaper.
useless
Yeah.
system.
Here's the thing: it's cheaper. It's cheaper. It has 1 gigabyte of onboard memory, and now I don't have a. Well, now I could get Dragon's Crown.
And it has colors.
For it.
Colors.
For one
Done it
game.
before.
I didn't have a PS Vita before though.
Yeah, and you always
So
told
now
me
it's
I should
cheaper.
get one. So
No,
I think
no.
we all
happen
should
now.
get
It's
If
a
you have
cheaper,
a
better
DS,
version of a PS Vita.
You have a DS, that's all you need. Your Vita, if you play one game on it, that's the most you'll ever play.
Hey, look, I agree with you. I far prefer 3DS, and I love my 3DS. I play it all the time.
However,
Mario
you
and
cannot
Luigi.
get Persona 4 Golden on
Yeah,
a 3DS.
can't get Persona
So
I've been playing Mario and
Golden.
Luigi
You
every
can't
day.
Get a really good pinball game on there. Can't get Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate. You can't get
Mario and Luigi.
well,
yeah,
now
no.
with the new PS Vita, it might happen.
But you know what else is
No.
happening with the PS Vita is they just released the PS Vita TV has
Which
been
is
announced.
also
Excitement,
cool.
that's something
I
that's
think
not
that's
happening
really
with the
cool.
You know what else? You know what it reminds me of though?
It's
You know what it reminds me of though? The PS Vita TV. It reminds me of that add-on for the Game Boy for your Super Nintendo.
Super Game Boy. That's
yeah,
what
the
it
Super
was.
Game Boy. It literally is like this is Super Game Boy. That's what it makes me think of.
Did you all remember the
You know
the
it's Super Game
bundle
Boy.
of accessories that your Game Boy used to have?
I had the Game
You
Boy
guys
camera.
are
This
like
shell
suckers
that-
for marketing.
This
I had a Game
shell
Boy
that
camera.
connected to it that had
Hey,
a light and had
Rachel.
like
Hey,
speakers
Rachel.
and shit.
Hey Rachel, you're on Game Boy camera.
No, no.
You never
Okay.
said
All
that?
someone has to do is, hey, look, this is cool, and you're like, I'm on board. This is cool.
I-
When,
That's not
but I'm
true.
sitting here
I'm
telling
just
you, if
trying to
you
understand
get it,
every
you never
single-
use
that's
it.
all.
I'm
Okay,
gonna,
wait,
I'm gonna
wait,
point out every
I am
single
the
time we
voice
do
of
an Xbox
reason.
cool thing, you are on board with it.
Wait, no.
Because Xbox has time and time again shown me that when they
She
say
hates the
they're going to do
Kinect.
something cool, it's actually cool. Except for the Kinect, I will always say I hate
Let's
the
jump
Kinect.
on the fact that
She
Rachel does
seems
hate Kinect.
pretty even-handed. I don't.
Yeah,
think that
I think
there's
she's pretty
anything that's
even-handed. Okay, let me backtrack for a moment here. Let me backtrack for a moment here. I never said
to the bank.
I never said the PS Vita TV was cool. I just said it was announced. I actually think it's dumb.
I think it's cool.
It's
I don't.
dumb.
I don't think it's dumb.
I don't.
It's
Okay.
neat.
Oh wait, I don't think it's dumb per se. I just don't think I would never buy
Regardless of
it.
whether
I'll
or
say
not you
that.
think it's
And it's
dumb. They're
cheap.
coming out
It's
with a
not
new one.
expensive.
I would never
It's
buy the
thinner.
PS
It's
Vita
not something
TV.
I'd ever use.
It's only
Like a TV.
$100. I would never use it. I
I'd
would
get
never.
a game for that much money.
I would never use it. I would never buy it. The reason I have a 3DS and a PS Vita is so I can play while I'm pooping. I can't use the PS Vita TV while I'm doing that.
That is serious criteria.
That's a serious-
You can't poop
That
and
is
do
his
it. It's
criteria.
not
You can't
worth
poop
it.
and do it. What's the point? That's the point of handhelds.
You know what? You can poop and play your console games with
Don't
a bit of ingenuity and a wireless controller.
What about
I guess
the
you're right,
Wii
John.
U? What
You know
about
what, John?
the
You're
Wii
right.
U?
I could play my Wii U while pooping.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for Pikmin.
Wii U is a pooping system.
I can't play Pikmin 3 while pooping though.
Why not?
Because you can only play Pikmin 3 while watching the screen on TV. You have to have the TV screen.
Well, damn that game. It's not worth it.
How few games can you actually? There's so like not enough.
Batman Arkham City you can do all on the Wii U.
Batman and
Mario
poop?
games you
Pooping
can,
Batman?
but
Poop,
not all
Batman
of them.
poop.
I wonder if Batman poops in his suit. Does he have a little thing? Like him and Iron Man both, they're really smart. And they've got all this technology. Maybe there's something
don't
built
think-
into
I
the
bet
suit.
Iron Man probably does, but I doubt Batman does.
Let's-
systems.
This debate,
Batman
no
poops his
doubt,
pants while fighting Joker.
Because that's a lot of things to take off just for a pooping break.
You are. You know what?
Bruce
You
Wayne,
have
what are you
been-
thinking?
I don't know. You have
He
no
flustered
doubt.
him. He's like, that's done. It's over.
Yeah, you have no doubt like just gone into the deepest recesses of like nerd debate. Like this is the conversation that has been raging in the basements of comic book stores.
How do they poop?
Well,
Yeah. This is
that's the
very
real
interesting
question.
information.
These
are the
I
hard-hitting
need
questions.
answers. They will never be realistic in my
Do you
brain
remember
unless
those
I have
like
answers.
old golden age like schematics that they drew of like the Final Fantasy, not the Fantastic Four fortress with like it shows like the entire building with its cooling system and like the silo for their rocket to launch off of, contained all within this normal looking like New York skyscraper. That's what I kind of imagine is like Rachel talking about right now with Iron Man's suit.
You know
like,
what
there's
I'm
this
thinking
golden
about?
age schematic of Tony Stark's suit, and then there in the back. Yeah, there is.
I'm
There's
thinking
the poop
about how
suit.
great
I'd
GoldenEye
ask
was.
him. If I got to go down there, the first thing I'd ask is, but how do you
Where does
poop?
the poop go?
I'm thinking about how great GoldenEye is because there were bathrooms in GoldenEye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Realistic.
Think about
Yeah,
it.
you know-
Realistic, baby. All
Yeah,
right.
you don't think James Bond like
James Bond has to poop.
while he was out
It's
like with
actually
all
kind
the
of
alcohol
necessary.
with all the alcohol he drinks and
It's
like how in
necessary
poor
to
health
the
that he
narrative
doesn't
of
have
that
like
game because the very first scene
He's
in
got
that
lots of
movie,
STDs.
he has to enter into the toilet area and punch out that guy who's
But
taking a crap.
girls don't poop though. So
It's not cool to punch a man while he's pooping. That is like
Ew.
That's
the
like
worst
the
thing
best
you can
time
do.
to do it
No,
because he
that
can't
is a
fight
pussy
back.
fight. Exactly.
I didn't even know that was like
That
a
is
thing.
for-
Well, yeah, that's,
Real men
that's
do
that a
not
thing?
punch men while pooping.
No,
Is that
no,
a
no.
thing?
Real men punch men when they're not looking. That's how you do it.
All right.
No.
What's the point of a fair fight? I don't know.
Well,
I don't think there is one.
Speaking of something else that you use a lot while you poop, the new iPhone has been released. The iPhone 5S and the 5C.
The amount of shits that I give about that is exactly 0.
I didn't. What is it? What is
It
I've
is
been
worth-
hearing people.
It is worth talking about because casual gaming has
But I
become
didn't pay
big, so we should
attention.
talk about the iPhone. The 5S
Casual
and 5C
gamers
were
aren't
released.
real gamers.
Well, I still play games on my iPad, and actually, you know what? The Room.
I do too, every
the
night.
Room is a fantastic game.
It is such a
Yes.
good game.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are good games for the iOS, so it's worth talking
And the
about.
Walking
I really like the hidden object games. I'm such a sucker for those.
I don't
Oh
like
my
those.
god.
But
love them.
Sword Brothers, or Swords and Sorcery.
and Sorcery.
Swords and Sorcery.
There's
Super
another
Brothers.
really good game
So
called
good.
Sorcery. Just called Sorcery, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
But-
It's so good.
But regardless,
Sorcery.
here's the big thing though. The 5S was released, and it's going to have a new chip in it that's going to make it even more powerful. I'd rather get the 5C because I'm all about the colors.
Put a less powerful chip in there?
No, but it's not as big as it's not a big release. Any of the S releases to me aren't big releases when I think about it. But it's going to be $200 for the 16 gigabyte model. 5C is going to be $100. And that's what I want a 5C because I want a cool
What
color.
are the differences?
But here's one of the big things.
One costs $200.
Well, the 5C is basically a new color version of the iPhone 5. It's just new colors for iPhone 5.
Why pay extra
Well,
for
the camera's
colors
slightly better,
if
too.
you
Why
can
pay
get a
extra for
case
colors?
to protect it and a different color?
Because I want a teal blue one. That's
Show
why.
everyone your case.
Or a pink one.
you can get a
You
colored
want a pink
case.
one?
Look,
Yeah.
everybody, look at my new
Aw.
case.
Does the
Look.
new iPhone 5S or 5C
Come with a stormtrooper? I don't think so.
But, so the iPhone 5S though, the difference is that now it has the whole
Jesus
fingerprint
Christ!
thing.
Now they're like thinking the same things.
I'm just in shock.
So
right
now it has a fingerprint thing for iPhone 5S, where it literally will track your fingerprint, and you track your fingerprint to see if it's your fingerprint to
I
use
saw
your phone.
everybody on Twitter just go oh yeah, it's got a fingerprint scanner. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I really want them scanning my fingerprints.
My
Literally
thing is
saw
no.
people do that,
I
like,
say
turn
no.
around, like,
I
on
do not
Twitter.
like
All the
this.
cheaters, the only people that are excited about it are cheaters.
You know that like
Because then
Kari's
their
excited about
other
it.
person can't get in there and check their
the
phone.
fingerprint thing has existed for over 10 years, even on like a laptop on a PC,
Yeah.
and now it's
Just,
like on the
do you
iPhone.
really
You're like, oh
want
my
it?
gosh! But it's been there for a while.
See, the reason I'm not excited about the fingerprint thing isn't because of that. It's more of like, I don't need them to know my fingerprint. I don't need them to know that. That's
They're
one thing. Like,
watching
get
you.
away from me.
Okay, look, that's what people
Get away
say,
from me.
But people at first, when the iPad first came into existence, they're like, why do we need an iPad? It's an oversized iPhone, but now we can't live without one.
I can't live
You know,
without my
this is
iPad.
actually kind of
I
weird.
don't
actually,
use an iPad.
I actually read an article, and I
We all
saw
got
this
one
on
right now.
cracked.com. It was about how like
Rev
the
your
current
iPads.
generation will not understand why 1984 was quite the dystopian novel that it is, because just simply because of because like of course, people haven't read
Connect.
the book, yeah, because of like Connect and like how like constantly we're connected and how
So we're gonna
everybody knows
we're gonna
everything
combine the
about ourselves.
Connect with this new fingerprint scanner. With what else can we connect it to? It's too much.
They can take. How about testicle
I'm about to pass
identification?
out.
You know,
Honestly,
can you tell it's
They
my
have a little
scrotum,
weight.
Microsoft?
They have a
about
little
them
weight on it
having-
for
I
you to
don't
weigh
care about them
anything.
having my
I'll take anything they
fingerprint.
can throw at me.
Because I'm
Bring it
innocent,
on.
Dave. That's why I don't care if they have my fingerprint.
Am I innocent?
Only you guilty
it's
type.
kind of cool
Just
instead of
try
having
and
to
get my
type
fingerprints.
instead of having to type your password
I'm
every
fine
time.
with the
You just
passcode.
have a.
But my problem is,
printer.
like, what if someone needs to get into your phone for
you
a
just
reason?
give it. You
I
just
saw
push
somebody-
it. And you give it to them,
I
and you
saw
get
a
3
meme
of
What
of
them.
if you are
girl-
in a hospital because you got in a wreck and the
Well,
cops need to call your
get
family
up
on
to-
your
I saw
phone?
You get up to
meme of a
3
girl.
That would be a very
authentications.
weird situation if they
gonna
don't have their own
authenticate it?
phone.
No, you have up to 3.
You're saying the hospital doesn't have a phone?
No, what if they need? What if you're something
Is your
happens
unconscious
and-
body not on the gurney? They go
Yeah.
grab your hand,
Well,
do
no,
that,
guys.
and done.
Or
have
how many
3
times have you been like, holy shit, my phone's ringing. Can you
No.
get that for me?
They have 3 authentications. Like, for example, if I had an iPhone 5S, I can be like, oh, I want Dave to be part of this, so he can put his fingerprint, and he'll always be able to access it.
Always, but what if someone just
And
needs
then
a
I'm in their
one-time-
network of fingerprints.
One time getting into
Well,
your phone, that one time.
And granted, if I trusted David very
No,
much,
this
which
is
I do.
stupid idea.
Why, yeah, it is.
I hate advancements
I just
in
read that. I know you're
technology.
saying it about that, but I'm taking that as you saying it's a stupid idea to trust me because that's what Kaori was talking
No,
about.
I trust you.
I
That's
don't.
So, bigger news though. Bigger news, I think, on iOS is that September 18th, which is in just a few days from here, is when the game controllers are going to be coming out for iOS. The game pads are finally going to be, that firmware update is going to come out so you can actually attach a game pad.
We know we said we don't like buttons, but we're gonna bring them back.
Well, it's mainly well, it's because Steve Jobs is dead, so now they can do what they want.
Finally.
You were just waiting for him to kick
Wow.
it from pancreatic cancer.
I
That's
love
nice.
my buttons, guys.
So, like, to me, I
take
think-
them away. You can have my buttons when you pry them from my cold dead.
The thing is, I
Yeah.
think games are going to use this, but I think at the same time, it's not going to do well enough that it's going to be a big deal to hinder the 3DS or PS Vita because it's not built in. You're going to have the fact that I think any game that wants to be a big iOS game is going to try to make it so they don't use that functionality
I agree.
because
I
it's
kind of agree with you,
it's
yeah.
not a built-in feature.
Wow.
Because I think that you try to focus on built-in features. I think that's why Sony Move didn't do well. That's why Kinect didn't do that well, is because they weren't built in. I think it has to be a built-in thing that you know that it's going to hit every audience demographic that buys the
Well,
console.
I don't
Well,
think
that
those
and the
things
Move
did
and
well
Kinect
because
didn't
they
really
suck.
work that well.
I said that a couple weeks ago. I was like, I don't think.
I
that,
thought Kinect
these things
Adventures
will
felt like Disney
succeed
Quest in
without
your
them
home.
being mandatory.
Just saying.
Disney's Connect Adventures was even worse.
I'm talking about Disney Quest.
Disney Quest.
It's amazing.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think those things did well, not because they weren't built in, but just because they suck. Plain and simple.
I think it's because they weren't built in. I think you need to build in that functionality for it to get that user.
Rachel Moore, seal of disapproval.
Here's the reason why.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why. I think you can make a lot of really good games with that technology, and with this gamepad, you can make great games. But the big companies that want to market to the most people, that want to get the most sales, aren't going to do it because they're not going to, since
Yeah.
it's not a built-in functionality, and they're not going to hit as big of an audience.
Completely.
I wouldn't like Connect more if it was built in.
I honestly think that you're right because, like, if it
Don't
doesn't-
agree with him.
Because if you
Our
don't have a
side of the table
controller
against that side of the table.
When has it been against
This is how
each
it
other?
always is.
Okay, I promise.
You guys gotta watch out.
Except for when you're talking about Anina Sarkeesian.
You're horrible then,
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah, that's
I'm
different.
done with it. You're horrible.
What did you say about Dave?
Why?
Oh, table wars.
For those of you who, were
I can't
born
think
past
right now.
1990, that's from West Side Story.
I'm a jet.
Oh, good. I'm a greaser because I used to like putting gel in my hair.
Well, no,
I'm
you'd
a
be
pink
shark.
lady.
You'd be a
Is
shark
that what they're
in
called in
situation.
Greece? Pink ladies?
Yeah.
I'm a pink lady.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to 3D Realms has dropped their lawsuit against Duke Nukem Forever. They were basically trying to claim that they were owed $2 million in royalties, and now they have dropped it, stating, and I will quote,
There ain't $2 million out of that game that
to whom it may concern.
It was actually, I really liked that game.
After
I did too.
reviewing evidence regarding our business affairs and
one of the
without any
5
money
people,
exchanging
Kaori.
hands, we have satisfactorily resolved any and all differences that we perceived against Gearbox. In all sincerity, we regret the misunderstanding that instigated our lawsuit.
please
So
help us make our next
So
game.
basically, I mean, it sounds like to me what they're basically saying is that they just didn't understand the terms of the agreement, and they tried to sue them for something that they weren't legally supposed to sue them for. Is basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think
that I think that in order to get Forever published and out there, they probably signed away a lot more rights than they're used to signing away, and then when they tried to get recompensed, like, it just didn't work out. Like, they basically said, no, sorry, you know, like, not only did it not sell amazingly well, but like, we put a lot of money and development into it. I'm sure that they crossed their T's and dotted their I's. I'm sure that
Also,
from the
to
very
be
beginning,
perfectly
they weren't
honest,
owed anything.
Fuck them. They took 10 years.
Yeah.
And they didn't even finish that piece of shit. 10 years.
I completely agree with that statement 100%. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little sad because it looks like it'll be a while before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
2015.
Maybe, and that's a maybe because we
Good
saw how long
Lord.
it's taken for Final Fantasy 15.
Good Lord. That is
even know why.
ridiculous.
I'm
They
so
just wanna
sad.
perfect
I'm
it.
not even going to care
The
anymore.
quote
by
is,
then.
it's a difficult
Hopefully,
job.
The only reason it's delayed that long is because they're adding Star Wars shit to it.
Hashimoto said, I hope they do.
Maybe.
They should.
No.
It's possible.
No.
Hashimoto said,
Star Wars guy? Like
You do
Ewok or
not want to
something?
have a lightsaber keyblade?
That would be cool, but I hate how cartoony everything's becoming. Star Wars with Clone Wars. And
No, just do it tiny bit, little bit.
What
but
does-
Kingdom Hearts is just incorporates every
have to
Disney
do, like,
franchise.
full
It's like, yeah,
force.
it's just that little world that you visit, and then
No.
you get some Star Wars stuff. Hashimoto's quote is saying it's a difficult job.
Iron Man. You can get Iron Man and stuff into there.
Hey, Dave
Yeah.
speaking. Dave, go ahead.
Thank you, Kaori.
Marvel stuff.
Hashimoto has quoted saying, it's a difficult job as we want each game to be perfect in terms of quality. A lot of people have wondered for the last couple of years if Square Enix has actually been working on Kingdom Hearts 3. That's why we announced it at E3 this year. But please, we need you to understand there's a lot to do. So they basically just announced it to shut people up. Like, shut up! We're working on it!
That's the problem. Don't announce
Shut
your
up!
game 2 or 3 years in advance.
Yeah, I agree
Such a
with
bad
you.
idea.
I know, because
If
that's
it
the
is
thing with Final
delayed,
Fantasy
like,
15 or
5
Final
years.
Fantasy Versus 14 was versus 13, which is now 15. Is it looks so good, and everyone for 4 years has been like, "This looks amazing.
The
When's
hype-
it coming
yeah,
out?"
no, but the hype gets to a
When?
point. It gets
think
to a
unless
point where
it's
no
like-
matter what you release,
When? Sorry.
no matter the hype gets so strong that no matter what you release, it doesn't live up to the hype.
I don't know. Final Fantasy 15 looks
That's like
amazing.
DC movies.
It looks amazing.
It's true.
Well, hey, Batman, Dark Knight was really good.
If it doesn't get delayed like
Yeah, it
5
still
years, I
wasn't.
think that coming out with this information and like announcing it, even though it's not going to be for another year and a half at least, like I think it helps build enough hype. Like it's good for the investors.
It
It's
can be
good
too
for
much
like
hype.
Owen
building
Harp-
up like interest in the game.
Owen Harper says she wants to see Phineas and Ferb in Kingdom
Ugh, I
Hearts.
hate Phineas and
yeah.
And
Ferb.
that they did,
everything.
and they
Do
did it.
you
across-
hate fun and love and
even care.
enjoyment? What
Have you
is
been
wrong?
to
characters that I hate.
Disneyland during the Phineas and Ferb parade thing they did? It's the worst freaking thing in the
That-
world.
I don't give a crap because I watched the show.
I will never
And that
watch
is-
the show because it looks terrible.
Quiet! Quiet! There's an update on Quiet.
There's,
There's an update on Quiet.
There's an
Here's
update
another
on
quick
Quiet.
hit. Here's another quick hit.
Buzzing.
The
Dave.
character from that we were talking about last week from Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
How'd you like that transition?
Yeah.
Quiet. So there's an update on
It's
Quiet,
quite
the
clever,
character.
Quite clever.
So basically, Hideo Kojima says that, hey, there's actually a reason that I want her to be more scantily
Hold up.
clad.
We forgot her pants.
Yeah.
Hold up, we forgot her
Oops.
pants.
Whoops.
His reasoning made no sense to me. It was weird.
He's just trying to cover his ass.
I
This
know.
is totally an ass
So this is from his
covering.
Twitter.
He
This
should
is-
have posted a picture of him covering his ass.
Yeah.
This is from his Twitter
oops.
account. Hideo Kojima's
Here's
Twitter.
some sushi. Here's us doing motion capture for
Quiet!
the game.
Hideo Kojima's
Here's me
Twitter
covering my
account
ass.
says, I know there's people concerning about Quiet, but don't worry. I created her character as an antithesis to the woman character appeared in the past fighting games who are exclusively exposed. Quiet, who doesn't have a word, will be teased in the story as well. So she's also a woman who can't talk, which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But they should be scantily clad and not talking.
And in the kitchen.
And in the kitchen.
Apron.
So it says, that's actually what he's quoted saying.
Yeah.
So he also says, but once you recognize the secret reason for her exposure, you will feel ashamed of your words and deeds.
Because she's a stripper that has gone from stripping to military.
I think
Honestly,
it's a bad translation of Japanese. That's all I
That's
think.
actually not
probably
a
is.
horrible. That's actually not a horrible. Like I can pull from what his statement was. What he's trying to say is like, hint. There's a reason why this is happening.
Ass.
Like.
I mean, I'm okay with any reason for that.
The Metal Gear games have dealt a lot with psychology of war. They've dealt a lot with the politics. This one is even going deeper into what the psychology of war actually does to like young people, people who are never intended to experience war, children for that matter, and like people that are affected by years and years of like violence and hatred. So I can get that there's a possibility. Hey, we've got a non-speaking character, a character who's been through a traumatic experience. You don't have to dress her that way to show her off. Honestly,
I'm sorry. I'm distracted by the giant butt on the screen.
Like what way? This way? Like this?
I see that, yeah.
Let's just check it out. Everyone.
I'm distracted right now.
Can everyone see this? I mean, wow, look at that rendering. It goes like right up her crack. Holy God.
I do like a sexy
This is
lady,
technology, people.
but I still think this is ridiculous.
I'm sorry. I haven't eaten. I'm like about to pass out.
You're
I
hungry,
haven't
and
eaten,
I
so
see-
I'm staring
and I
at
see-
a CG rendered
and I see a
ass
giant-
and salivating.
And I see a giant.
Big, juicy, meaty
yeah.
butt.
And all I see is a giant butt. I'm like, I can't concentrate. That's all I can see and think about.
I mean, with the,
I really don't want to know what you get into in your off hours, Dave. If you're looking at someone's ass and you're like, man, I'm hungry.
I'm gonna put some
It's
A1
like,
sauce on
you're
that
just
thing.
like, rump roast.
Do you not think that?
He's gonna
No.
bite into it. Arr.
No, I don't, Dave, because you know what?
I'm sorry.
I have a well-balanced brain.
Not being straight.
Ba-dum-bum.
I'm tired. Okay. Final thing we should talk about. A Sony intern is suing Sony for being forced to test games. I think
You're an intern. That means you're a bitch.
here I'm kind of having mixed emotions on this.
Yeah.
I'm mixed because I feel like as an intern you kind
Do you
of
have
do
interns?
what you're.
No, but I want one.
I kind of feel like as an intern, as someone who has an intern, you kind of do what you're taking and just kind of like.
I just said.
You do. That's kind of what the intern thing is. You kind of like. You're kind of grateful for an intern because it's your way to get into the industry. And honestly, that's the thing about interning is it's really more about. I feel like being an intern is more about getting industry connections than actually doing anything else, like real work. Like my internship, I would have loved to have done more cool work and real work, but it was about getting industry connections and getting an inside. So that's really what it's about. At the same time, I understand where he's coming from was that he expected his internship to be one thing and he didn't, and it wasn't that.
Well,
I
yeah.
was forced to play games, you guys.
Well, test
all
games is different.
day.
Testing games is
I
different.
know. I
You
used
know
to be a
that.
tester,
Well,
but still.
he actually made a comment on the article, and it's not really about playing the games. It's about how he was treated with human resources that pissed him off. So.
Yeah, it's because,
I think
it's because he wasn't.
Darn that
Well, no, it's because he.
human resources
Well, the thing is, he
always
wasn't.
getting in the way of good.
No,
clean
it's because he
fun.
was supposed to get gas money to drive in
Yeah.
and out to work. That was the one thing he was supposed to get compensated for, and human resources wasn't compensating him that.
When have I ever getting
Yeah,
gas money?
I've never heard of
Well,
such a
you're
thing.
Because you already don't get paid to do free work.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You're an intern,
All right, great.
though.
But here's the thing: like, if you go in and he went in with an agreement that the company was going to do X, Y, and Z. Like, oh yeah, we'll do this, 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 and this. That's what, like, he signed a contract saying that they will do this and you do this for us. And when they aren't living up to their end of the bargain, like, how does he not have a right to go, hey, give me what I'm owed?
I would say the gas money is the only thing that he's owed, because honestly,
Yeah.
as a student, a person who's getting the opportunity to experience that type of an industry while you're going to school, a leg in the door.
Did you read his
But-
response? And, like,
gas money is the only thing that I would feel I would
But
be owed.
still,
The
I do
compensation
think-
for what I give
Brad.
out.
Did you read his response? And he clarifies the article. So go read it and then tell us what you think.
I still think people are big babies now, and just because they
It
don't
makes
get what
sense.
they want, they whine and then sue and make a big
but I
stink
want it.
on social media. Like, oh no, my flight's delayed. I'm gonna go on Twitter and bitch about it and at-reply them until they get me on a different flight. Really, I was raised with, oh really, that happened to you? Tough shit.
Yeah, I had
This is
to
how you
flap my
grow up.
arms.
But
to
this is a
No,
world
it's-
of difference. You are working for scot-free, sometimes 50 to 60 hours a week. They are taking
It's
advantage of
called
interns.
growing up and
It's
getting
not
an
called
allowance.
growing up. It's called
It is.
slave labor, which is what they're fucking doing.
No,
Nope, nope.
I agree with you, John. There's no excuse to be completely.
Then don't be
taken
an
advantage.
intern.
Well, there's a
Well, then
fine
how the hell
line.
you can
There's a fine
you
line.
can't get a job at that anymore, and that's just fucking exploitation.
You can get a job without being an intern.
Where?
Tons of places.
Like?
John,
You just got to
I will
have
say
the
this.
skills.
I have worked for a number of companies, none of which are exclusively staffed by interns or former interns. So yes, you can get a job at almost anywhere without having been an intern first.
It's just
Intern
it's just a good way to get
company's
in.
way to get free labor. That's what they're for. That's
But
what
it is-
they're there for.
But it's also how you get your in when you're trying to sign
how
up to
you
intern.
hope to get your in.
a
Just because
way.
you're an
You're-
intern
you're
doesn't mean
you're
you're going
talking-
to work there.
No, you have to also be a good person
See, you're
and a hard
Rachel,
worker.
you're talking about the stuff that he's upset because he had to do things that he didn't want to do. It's not that. He's upset with the treatment he got. So it's a completely different thing.
I've been treated
She's
bad
doing
too,
anything.
and I've never sued anybody at my old work.
Most people don't. That's why this is a story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
also
that's because
when.
I don't bitch
But
and moan whenever something treats me bad.
It does bring something up. Like, these companies are abusing, you know, their interns. They are getting them to do
Dude,
more
life
than
isn't
what...
life isn't easy and it's not always fair. Sometimes you just gotta
And it
suck
is
it up and
very
roll
When
with
you
it.
situational.
sign a goddamn contract,
It's very
you
situational,
expect,
John.
We are
like,
talking
yeah.
about a contract that none of us have actually seen, read, or were part of its conceivement. So why are we bitching about a contract we don't even know what's actually written in there? We're just reading someone's secondhand story of it.
Here's the thing, though, John. I mean, the thing is, every internship is free labor. That's what an internship is, period.
I agree with that.
Every single internship you will ever do is
And
free
most of
labor.
them are actually starting to switch over to getting paid too,
which is
I mean,
used to be the norm.
I know, but like honestly, like when I started out, I wasn't getting paid for what I was doing, and I enjoyed the experience. Like I learned more from my initial work than I did ever in school.
I was paying for my internship. I was paying money to have my internship.
I wasn't paid as an
I
intern.
was.
I wasn't treated well as an intern. I was
But that's
treated
how I got my
like
job.
everybody's little bitch, and I had to put up with people every day. It was a terrible experience, but I fucking dealt with it.
Well, I
'cause
was
That's true.
That's
Well, I was
what
just
you
gonna
have to
say,
do.
for me, that was how I got my job. Was because of my internship. That was
pay
how
your-
I got
you
my job.
pay your
I actually
dues.
paid money to have my internship. I didn't get paid anything. I had to pay to have class credits.
Yeah.
I had to pay like a school so I could be paying money
And
to.
most
Wait,
times
you
you're
You were
treated
getting
like
credits. You were getting
And-
college credit
and
out of it. You
credits.
were. There was.
I was
like,
getting college credit for a grad school that I didn't finish, and I did it on purpose, knowing I wasn't going to finish grad school if I got a job out of
and
this.
you're treated like dirt. That's just kind of how
And
it
I also had to
goes.
pay money to live in Los Angeles, where I wasn't living at the time, to work for free.
Yeah.
You guys still don't see like any kind. Okay, once upon a time it was a norm on a sailing vessel that if the captain decided that everybody needed a daily beating in order to keep morale up, it just happened. Eventually we decided to do away with that. But do you see what I'm saying? Just because
I'm
it's
sensing
just the
some
way
unresolved
things
issues
are.
in John's
This is-
internship.
No, I agree with you, John.
You have to pay your dues. This
You
is
have
just
to
how
pay
it
your
happens.
dues, but you don't have to
like
take a
shit.
beating in order to do it.
There was
Yeah. I
no
don't
think he
beating.
got
I think
beaten.
he's just kind of he's being a little complaining.
I really do think it depends on what they do to you and how they treat you. I'm not at all for
You're
poorly
not gonna be
treating an intern.
treated-
Here's the thing. I
But
don't.
even
I think
at
it
a
is
paid
bullshit.
job, you're
The-
not guaranteed to be treated well, even at a paying job.
I know,
but
but
you're
I
not
still
going to
think-
bitch about it constantly.
I still think that's bullshit,
That's what
though.
you do.
Yeah,
Period.
actually, yeah,
I do
you
think
do.
that's bullshit. I think I'm all for having an environment in a company where you should be treated well, regardless of your position.
But sadly, that's not how it always is.
It's not how it always
Then you
is,
shouldn't be
and that's
there.
what makes it
Well,
a bad company.
shouldn't we like strive to make it that way? Yeah, it's not always the way it goes. When we find out about it, we shouldn't just shrug
Do
and
we
go,
know?
"Oh,
Do we
well,
know
that
the
goes on."
company side of the story? Do we know how he was as an intern? How great he treated everybody? We don't. We're only speaking on
I'm
his
not
side.
talking about him. Well, fuck
the
him.
the
I don't give
company
a
did
crap
pay
what
him
they do
out.
in the UK. I'm
The
talking
company did pay
about.
him out.
I'm talking
Like,
on the
okay.
overall intern situation.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
I don't think. I don't
the
think
company
we
did
know
pay
the
for
full
Okay,
story
so on the
here.
chat, we've got Rich saying an intern gives the person experience that they can use at another company and variation of the job they were doing. Depends on your internship. Some internships don't give you that at all. Owen Harper says my Disney internship paid me $6 an hour, but you know what? I had my dream job in the parks, and I enjoyed every damn minute of it. I got to work crowd control and watch parades. I had a perfect view of the fireworks while working my attraction.
Yeah, everybody's is different.
Alyssa Weiss saying I had to be I would be an intern for any company to get a foot into the video game industry. And Joseph Boza saying, I had an internship in my senior year of high school that I had to have for class. It was at a fast food restaurant. Coworkers respected, and yet I was the bitch who cleaned the tables in the bathrooms.
My internship was hell, so everybody's experience is different.
But I do feel like you should at least treat them well. That's the only thing I will say. You should at least treat them well.
I was going to school from 10 a.m. until nearly 10 p.m. and then I got to work at 10:30 and then worked until 6 o'clock in the morning. So screw you all.
So with that, let's go ahead and talk about last week's question of the week. Was we asked if you think the console release date will make a difference, and Camvash responded, "Your mics look cool."
Thank you.
Thank you. And then he said that our sound was crap.
We had the Bumblebee
This was
butt
last
mics.
week, but the sound was crap. Sorry, that's why we're usually in Studio A. We were having issues with Studio A last week, which is why we're in Studio B, which doesn't have as good of sound. But we're back, so the sound should be spot on.
When you in Studio B, when you're hearing it through the headphones, it sounds totally different than apparently what's
Did I
going
sound
out.
like this?
More than a bit.
We all did. Ryan Rosner saying, though, back to the actual question. Ryan Rosner saying on YouTube, the release date for the new consoles doesn't matter at all to me. I'm not planning on getting an Xbox One or PS4 for a long time. My allegiance lies with Nintendo. 3 Bow Wow 22 saying, getting the PS4. I agree with Rachel about Titanfall. Alyssa White saying, I don't think the console release dates will affect sales all that much. Gamers have probably already decided which console they will buy, so brand loyalty will most likely determine sales.
I agree with that.
And I agree with that. And that's why I was saying, like, I feel like what would make a difference is if it was, like, 8 months, where if you already have brand loyalty to, like, PS4, but Xbox One came out first, and you had to wait a year for PS4, maybe you'd be like, well, I can't wait. I want a new system.
Yeah, I'm not really
But since
like,
it's
worried
within a
about the
week,
next 3 months. I'm worried about the
Right.
8 months after.
But since it's within a week, I don't think it matters at all. I completely disagree with Patrick, which is why he's not here this week.
Yeah, we kicked him out.
What?
I think Joseph Boza said something, but you said it like literally last
Shocking
minute,
abuse
so I'm
of
sorry.
authority there, Dave.
Joseph Boza. I'm sorry about that. Most of people complain about the whole Quiet Mystique thing, or Quiet thing, how it came out about Quiet. Look, the news story about Hideo Kojima talking about Quiet came out after our show last week. So we're
Like,
sorry.
Very, very, like, it was happening on Friday, then Saturday, and then
Yeah,
Sunday,
so
Monday.
we're sorry last week that we didn't talk about Hideo Kojima's clarification. That's why we talked about this week.
And actually,
it's because we do this show live. So if you watch it after a news story comes out, after the live show,
We're already at home playing.
And also, not
Yes.
gonna lie, what you guys are talking about is speculation. It's damn good speculation and probably right, but that feature that you're talking about, where like maybe her skin is like basically like chameleon camouflage, that's currently spec. There's not been any 100% confirmation.
He could have
on it.
said something.
It's so
Don't release a
stupid.
photo of the character in that state unless you're prepared to back it up.
And
Yeah.
also
Explain why.
explicitly state that you wanted her to be more erotic so that more people
Oh yeah,
would
the
cosplay it. It would
statement
drive
that
Yeah.
sales.
immediately preceded
That's a little
showing the
bit-
picture is, I want characters to be more erotic so that people can cosplay them more properly.
I know he did say
He
that. I
did
mean,
say
that's what
that.
we're commenting on. Is that he did
That
say
is
that.
preceding it.
Sickening. Sickening.
It's also just Japanese.
It's like saying, like,
Yeah.
I want to fuck with your food. Let me serve you some food. And then, like, wait, I'm suspicious of the food? I don't know.
I know.
So, question then for you guys next week. Actually, I'd love two for you guys next week. What do you think about the PS Vita TV? Would you guys actually use it? Do you guys think it's cool, or do you guys think, hey, this is dumb, I'd never buy this thing? What do you guys think about the PS Vita TV tech? Or do you guys agree that's just Super Game Boy? And other question is, 10-year Steam anniversary. What are you guys' experiences with Steam? Do you guys love Steam? What are your experiences with Steam? Or do you guys hate all of us because last week we all had MacBooks and therefore you don't think we're gamers apparently because we had MacBooks?
I know, I saw that
You
comment.
little
I was like,
Strange
but-
comment.
come
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
I have the
God.
right to choose
Oh,
whatever I
right.
want. I've got
It's-
my
you know
PC,
why?
I got my Mac,
Here's why.
I've got everything.
I've
It's
got my
because-
gaming PC at home.
I've got all the electronics, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Here's the other
suck
thing
it.
though. We're also, a lot of us work in production, and I'm sorry, but Macs are better for production work. They just
yes,
are.
they are.
Very, very convenient.
But
They're better for
It's
production
slowly
work.
going the other way, but
ladies and gentlemen, you're on the internet. These are the comments that can and shall come at us. So everyone, feel free. I have
Intern.
a middle school mustache.
Intern.
Give me
The person that comes up with the best insult either tweet at me or comments about
At
my
Now
middle school
Quick.
about my middle school mustache will win some extra swag that I had from E3 along with the mystery prize.
All right, guys, but we've been going way over. But tweet at Now Quick. And
Your
middle
best
school
insult. I
mustache.
want to read these. You got to bring the insults because I want to
Oh,
hear.
I'm gonna. If they're good, I'm gonna read them out loud. If you can make me cry, that's an automatic win. But it has to be about my mustache. If you're commenting about
Your
my
mustache
tiny
makes you look like
penis
you
or
should
any
be
of the
standing
other
outside of a middle
myriad
school.
things.
so
that you can
basically,
talk-
John, what you're saying is
Waiting for the kids to
so
come
basically,
out.
John, what you're saying is I'm going to present you with something I don't care about, and therefore try and make me cry about something I already don't care about.
If you can make me care, that's what a
wits and
good
stuff.
insult is all about. Give me a
No,
good one.
the way that insults get to you is when they find the thing that you do care about, and then they insult you. That's when it hurts.
So let's find
And
that.
then they
So
find
you
what you
can-
actually do care
Or
about.
you make them care about this thing that they seemingly don't care about. That's you got to twist it, man.
All right, well, I'm putting my cup upside down because we're done. That's what you do when you're done. You put it upside down.
Finished.
We're finished. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. The song playing in the background is from Pikmin 2. Check out Pikmin 3 if you haven't.
Pikmin.
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 No, not Pikmin. Pikmin.
He says it right.
Pikmin.
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 No.
Pikmin 2.
Kohrmann.
And it's called New Wistful Wild. It's a remix by Vonico. Actually, it's from Wistful Wild. It's the new Wistful Wild remix by Vonico. Some awesome music to celebrate a new Wii U
Peruvian
game.
band.
And guys, thank you so much for joining us. Do follow us on Twitter at Game Control Live. And do check us out on YouTube, Game Control Tube. You can always check us out on AfterBuzz as well, but we're transitioning everything over to the new Game Control Tube. And guys, I'm Dave Klein. Check me out on Twitter at @TheDaveKlein. That is Klein.
And you can find me on Twitter at KAORIOUS, Kaorius. All right.
Come up with your best insults and tweet me at GAK. Bring it on.
And don't insult me. It's at the Rachel.
And
Be
get-
nice.
And John,
I am sensitive.
I am at Now Quick, but more importantly, what you should do is go to Miss Lindsay Britz's Etsy account, The Aqua Rose.
and guys,
Look that up.
enjoy your food, assholes.
Yum.
Happy day to all of you non-Jewish people. Happy day.
Happy day. Generic day.
Yep, happy generic day. All right, guys, see you next
Saturday.
week. Later.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.